Hey guys, it's Anna. Wait, no. Gotta clean my glasses, man. They're smudgy. Be right back in like a second. Not even. Less than a second. For you, it'll be less than a second. For me, it'll be like 5 minutes. Be right back. Hi guys, it's Anna, and for this week's video, I'm going to be talking to you about driving because I don't know if you know this already, but I just recently got my learner's permit or learner's license, whatever you guys like to call it. So I just recently got those, and as I have just newly started driving, there have been a lot of things going on in my head while I'm driving, and I just want to share them with you to see if you guys experience the same thing, if you're my age and you've started driving too. So for me, I was very nervous to actually start moving, if that made sense, because I remember being really excited to drive when I was like 13, 14. I was just like, yes, can't wait till I'm 16. The day I turn 16, I'm gonna get my license type thing, and then I'm gonna drive everywhere, all that sort of stuff. But now that I'm actually 16 and I've got my license, I've actually sat behind the wheel, it is so much fun. I have to agree with everything I thought when I was 13 and 14, because it is exactly that, except now I can actually do it. So that's great. It took me a while to finally get my L's because my birthday is early October. It's October the 2nd to be precise. And if you guys haven't already seen my 16th birthday video, I will link it for you. But I was in Coffs Harbour for my 16th birthday, so I couldn't actually sit the driving test on the day of my birthday, as a lot of my friends did, which sucked, but I couldn't. And basically October was taken up with all of birthday planning and birthday stuff, so that was not good. Then came November. November was all to do with my year 10 formal, so I couldn't do the test in November either. And then December came around and I thought, yes, December's a good time to sit my test. Turns out all of December, and I mean all of it, was completely booked out. Then came along January. Finally, I got a free space in January 14th to be precise, and I decided that that is a good day. I'm going to go sit my DKT, which if you don't know what that stands for is Driver's Learners. No, it's not. There's no L in DKT. It's Driver's Knowledge Test. Yes. So I finally decided to sit that, and I went through this whole, I had an app on my phone. Ew, my screen looks dirty. Never mind. I had an app on my phone which was like the practice test for the DKT and stuff like that. And my parents told me that I had to get 100% repeatedly in order to be confident enough to sit the test. And I was like, that's okay. It seems manageable, I guess. It doesn't seem that big of a deal. So once I started getting 100% continuously on my DKT practice test, I went and sat the actual DKT. I remember the morning of, I was pretty nervous. I was like, oh my goodness, I can't do this. What if I fail? Because there are certain questions that if you get wrong, you will fail the whole test. And I was really nervous. I was like, what if I get one of those questions wrong? But anyways, my parents were like, you'll be fine. Don't worry, you've gotten 100% before. You're going to get it again, and you've gotten 100% multiple times. So I was like, fine, okay, I'll go along with what you say. Sat the DKT, and bam, I came back with 100%. I passed it, fully. I also, Snapchatted a picture, which I will show you right here, of me with my L's for the very first time. Caption, finally got them, with 3 car emojis, but I was so excited. The first time behind the wheel, I practiced driving in my mum's car because it's a bit smaller compared to my dad's slightly bigger car. So I practiced in my mum's car, and it's also a lot of fun doing it, pretty much. It's really good. So I remember the first time doing it, I will tell you this exactly. The first time I sat behind the wheel, I was a little bit, just a little bit nervous. I knew the basic things. I knew what everything did in the car, and I knew why they were there, all that sort of stuff. It was when the car actually started moving that I got a bit nervous. I had one of my friends tell me that you do know that you have to actually hold the brake, that your car isn't stopped. Like, you can't just press the brake once and expect your car to come to a full halt. And I was like, yes, I did know that. Thank goodness I knew that, otherwise, But we went out into this open road. Well, it wasn't exactly open, but it was empty. It was like an empty street because we have a construction site not far from where I live, and we went up there. There were roundabouts there. There are, empty streets. There are turns and things like that. So my mum took me there. It took us ages to actually find a good spot. So when we found it, we were like, yes, this is amazing. Now I'm going to recommend that spot to like everyone that starts driving. And I remember getting pretty nervous, but then I quickly started to get the hang of it. One thing that I was always really bad at was turning, and not turning. I noticed I was a bit better at turning right than I was at turning left, which is weird because apparently most people, especially here in Australia, because we sit on the right-hand side of the car, that apparently it's easier for a lot of people to turn left. I did not agree. I think it's easier to turn right, and I don't know. It was just easier for me, and there were times, I remember this so clearly, but I would be in the car with my mum doing the practice, and my mum would be like, turn now. My brain's like, are you serious? We are so far from where we need to turn. I am not going to turn now. My mum's like, turn now, turn. And I'm like, I can't turn now. I'm so far away from where I need to be. And she's just like, just turn. So then when I finally turn, it's too late because it's like, I'm practically on the curb by the time that I turn. And I realized turning used to be one of my weaknesses when it came to driving. Now, as I've been driving a lot more, I've noticed I'm getting a bit better at it, and I can guesstimate where I need to turn. So I can look at the turn and I can finally be like, okay, now I need to stop. Just got a time limit of 2 minutes because, I have to go eat dinner soon and I need to finish this off quite quickly. So where was I up to? Yeah, turns. So I am now getting better at guesstimating when to turn. So if there's like a passage this big and I need to turn, I can be like, yeah, now I can start turning to end up in the right position. Whereas before, don't even think about it. Turning on my indicator is so much fun because I don't know about you, but the sound that the indicator makes when it clicks on and it's clicking, and then when you have finally turned your car and you let go of your steering wheel just to get it back in its position and it makes a sound, my gosh, I love that sound. That is like my favorite sound in the whole entire car. Love it so much. I love just turning on my indicator and turning because of the indicator. I just love the indicator in like every car. It's weird, but I love it. So when we're at traffic lights and I have to turn right or left or whatever, and I need to turn my indicator on, I just sit there enjoying the sound because I just like it. It's a nice sound. But yeah, quite recently I actually drove for the first time on like a highway. Not exactly a highway, but it had traffic lights and it was multi-laned and it had quite a bit of traffic. So I was quite proud of myself that I did it. I was just like, thanks. But honestly, before I got into the car, I was a bit nervous because my mum's like, you know what we're going to do? You're going to drive us to the practice spot. Then you're going to drive from the practice spot back home. And I was like, because the practice spot, to get to the practice spot, I have to cross traffic lights. I have to go in different lanes. And I was just like, oh my goodness, no. But I did it. I did it. Nothing happened. Car is still fine. Me and my mum are still fine. Sorry, grammatically correct. My mum and I, still fine. I was pretty proud of myself when I did that. And then last night also, I had to go to an information night at school. I drove to school. The road to school is quite twisty, twirly like this. So I was like, oh my gosh, Mom, you want me to drive to school? I'm gonna like crash into something. And she's like, no you won't, chill, you got this. So I was like, okay. Drove us to school, got past the twisty, twirly roads, and drove back home. It was great. I think I'm getting better at it. But one thing that I was always really bad at was letting go of the steering wheel while turning. So what I would do is, while I'm turning, you would do the hand over hand thingy, that's what they call it. I would do that. And And then once I've turned, my mum tells me to like sort of let go and hover over the steering wheel so that it comes back into its normal position. For some reason I thought if I did that my car would go from like here and like swerve somewhere else and crash. So I never used to do that. So my hands would still be super tight on the wheel as I'm like trying to fix it to get it back into its normal position. And that's what was making my turn so bad. I realized that I should just try doing the whole loose grip on the steering wheel thing. So I finally tried it out, and honestly I think that's what made my turning better, because my grip now on the steering wheel is light and not too firm, so I don't get like, my hands don't get super tensed, which I think has improved my driving in terms of like turning and stuff. But yeah, driving is really fun. I am so happy I can finally legally, not saying that I drove illegally, but I can now finally drive, and I am so happy, so happy. I need to complete a total of 120 hours of out of which 20 hours can go into like a safe driver's course. So I'm obviously going to do that, because that means it's a course that takes up 20 hours, not literally, but it cuts off 20 hours. So why not do it? I mean, it's there for me to do, might as well do it, it's recommended. Yeah, so I'm going to do that. And then after I finish my 120 hours, I think it's roughly a couple, I don't remember how many hours it is, but you have to have a specific amount of hours done at night and a specific hours done in day. So that would be good. I am excited for night driving. I have not driven at night yet, but I will soon. And after I finish my L's, I go into my red P's. I have to do like a physical driving test, which is kind of making me a little bit nervous, because there are certain things like how you can't drive at 50 at a 70 zone. Say for instance, they will mark you down for it because you're holding up the traffic behind you, and that kind of makes me nervous, because right now as an L my speed limit is 90, and so on the little patch of motorway, highway, I don't know, as I was driving home, the speed limit was like 70, I was driving at around 55, 60 type thing. So I need to start learning to drive exactly on the dot at like 70 kilometers per hour, because if I don't, I could potentially get marked down in my learner's practical driving test, which I don't want to happen. And also, obviously you can't drive above the speed limit, but I didn't think you'd get marked down if you drove a little bit lower than the speed limit. But apparently you do, because you're holding up traffic. Like, what? And a 3-point turn, right? 3-point turns were like, I was really nervous to do reversing, but I think my reversing is getting pretty good. Like, I think I'm getting pretty good at reversing, because my 3-point turns are quite good. If you don't know what that is, it's basically using 3 actions to get out of like a closed road, I guess you could say. So you would have to put your car into drive, turn, right? Then put your car into reverse back, put your car back into drive, and then drive off. Hence the 3 points: drive, reverse, drive. And I'm getting pretty good at them, but I realized that there's like, I can't hold up traffic doing that either. So if I'm on like a more busy sort of street, but it's a closed street and I need to get out of it because I don't have any use for it there, I can't take my time doing the 3-point turn. Apparently I have to, do it as quickly as possible, like just switch everything and quickly get out of there, because if I don't, holding up traffic, which leads to deduction of marks. So there are quite a few things that I'm a little bit worried about for the learner's practical driver's test, but I feel like I've got so many more hours left to do of my L's that by the time I get to my driver's test, I think I should be fine. Fingers crossed. I mean, I hope I'm fine. I think I should be fine. What could possibly go wrong? Don't answer that. Please don't. But I still have quite a few hours to complete when it comes to my learner's driving, and I am so excited to complete those, because every hour that I have done driving as of now have been amazing. I have had so much fun, and it's just been so good. But yeah, that's it for this week's video. I hope you guys enjoyed me rambling about driving, my first time driving experiences, la-di-da-di-da. Let me know if you guys will be interested in seeing like car vlogs, so like hooking my phone up into the car somehow and filming from there when me and my mum go driving places. If you would like to see that, then give this video a thumbs up, because I want to film that, but it will be great if I want to film something that you guys want to see as well. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed, and oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe to my channel. The button is right down there. Also, when you do subscribe, be sure to turn on the little bell next to the subscribe button, so then you can get notifications of every time that I upload. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. Said that 3 times, but yeah, I think that's it. So I'll see you guys all next week. Bye.